Happening this morning, Albuquerque police are continuing to investigate a stabbing outside of a drugstore where one man is now fighting for his life. This happened just before 8 o'clock last night here at the Walgreens parking lot on San Mateo near Montgomery. Police say a man was stabbed in the stomach and was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Police have not said if they've arrested anyone just yet. Well, if you've had your tires or rims stolen recently, police say the guy who might have done it is in jail this morning. Officers say this man, Edgar Camacho, could have stolen at least a dozen tires and rims from cars and trucks all around Albuquerque. They arrested him last night and are now investigating the people and the businesses who buy this stolen stuff. Police say at least 23 cars and trucks have had their wheels stolen in just the last month. And the best way to prevent this from happening to you is if you have a garage, put your cars and trucks in them. Well, the Balloon Fiesta food fight continues today with another meeting between the new company the Fiesta has hired and the food vendors. The two were supposed to have a new contract yesterday, but pushed the deadline back 4 days. Vendors say the company wants their profits, but the Fiesta says it's really about keeping you safe because too many vendors are violating a health code. For example, in 2010, the vendors got 110 health code violations and more than 130 of these just last year.
The goal is to see if we can come up with a viable agreement that can be signed as quickly as possible, because this event is 2 months off, and we have to make sure that they get their contracts in and signed, but also something that we both can live with.
As we've told you since last weekend, this new company called Ovations wants 30% of everything the food vendors make, and the vendors say that'll just put a lot of them out of business. Albuquerque police have a new tool to help catch your car thieves, but chances are this new tool is taking pictures of your license plate. You probably don't even know it. 6 police cars now have these cameras that take pictures of any license plate that the cars drive by. Officers hope that a computer system recognizes plates that are stolen, and that can find cars that are stolen too. But the computer system saves these pictures and information, such as when and where the pics were taken, for 6 months. And that's what some people and the American Civil Liberties Union do not like.
Unless there's this data is actually connected to either suspected criminal activity or actual criminal activity, then it shouldn't be kept at all.
The ACLU is concerned police could use the pictures of the plates as a type of surveillance, but police say they're not going to do that and they want to keep the pictures in case the car is involved in a crime later on. A police officer here in New Mexico is waking up with a new sense of freedom this morning after being cleared of a sex crime. The last 4 years have been extremely rough for Mark Zuni here. He had been with the Isleta Police Department for 16 years, then lost his job when he gave a woman a courtesy ride home from a casino. Then she said he raped her. Zuni has always said that never happened. Then yesterday morning, in the middle of his trial, prosecutors surprisingly just dropped all the charges.
Words can't come to my mind right now. It's just relief that after 4 years that it's finally done with.
Obviously, a very emotional man there. Prosecutors dropped the charges after Zuni's defense attorney showed them a video from the casino. The woman claimed that Zuni handcuffed her and put her into the patrol car, but the defense says the video shows the woman was not handcuffed. Prosecutors say along with that, there were other parts of that woman's story that simply did not add up. And a man who used to be a sheriff's deputy is also relieved this morning because last week a jury in Socorro County found Patrick Duran not guilty of forcing a woman to undress to get out of a DWI. Duran was a Valencia County Sheriff's deputy at the time. A young mother is still in jail in Santa Fe this morning after police say they found her children living in downright filth. Santa Fe police say they found a man sleeping on a dirty mattress on Jacqueline Corrales' front yard Sunday morning. When they knocked on her door, they say Corrales answered with a beer in one hand and a baby in the other. Officers say her 1- and 6-year-old were sick and smelled of alcohol. And there were beer cans all over the home. The children are now with family, and Corrales is charged with child abuse. 4,000 jobs. Unfortunately, that is how many jobs just Albuquerque has lost just last year. We're trying to get some of those jobs back with 3 job fairs in the next 3 days, including one today at T-Mobile in the northeast part of the city. That's where News 13's David Romero is right now. And David, I know you're going to get to those job fairs in a minute, but first, where are all these jobs coming from that the city is losing?
Well, Matt, it may surprise you, but private companies like T-Mobile behind me here are doing most of the hiring, while government jobs are doing most of the cutting. In fact, in the numbers that I just got from Workforce New Mexico, it shows that 4,600 government workers lost their jobs in Bernalillo, Sandoval, Torrance, and Valencia counties within the last year. Plus, 1,500 construction workers lost their jobs, and so did hundreds of workers in other areas. But enough of the bad news. Let's get to some good news. Private education and health jobs are up 2,300 in the last year. Hospitality jobs are up 800 and retail jobs are up 600, which brings us to T-Mobile. That company is looking to hire at least 90 workers for the call center out here on Jefferson. Just come out here between 9 this morning and 3 this afternoon and you can apply. Plus, the call center on Manal is also looking for bilingual sales folks. Now, if T-Mobile isn't for you, don't fret, because you want to stick around here for about half an hour, and we're going to tell you about 3 more job fairs happening within the Albuquerque area in the next 3 days. Matt, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Looking forward to seeing people getting hired. For a change, Albuquerque's unemployment rate has actually dipped from 7.9% last year at this time to 7% right now. However, that doesn't necessarily mean more people are working. It could very well mean that some have simply stopped looking for jobs.